With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Hello, welcome to Doubtnut. So our question says, check which of the following statements is false. So in the option we have been given 4 statements. So one by one we will analyze each option and we will find out whether it is true or false. So option 1 is, here we have option 1. The option says a catalyst does not differentiate between forward and backward reaction. So this statement is true because what is the role of the catalyst? A catalyst in any reaction lowers the activation energy of the reaction. Lowers activation energy. It does not have any effect on either the reaction is forward or backward reaction. It has no relation to it. It only lowers the activation energy. So option 1 is true. The second option says large activation energy is associated with low reaction rate. So let us analyze this. So they are talking about here activation energy. Activation energy. So what does the concept of activation energy says? That only the molecules that pass a certain barrier known as activation energy react to form product when there are sufficient good quality collisions. So definitely when supposing we are having X amount of reactant, X amount of reactant and only 10% of X, only 10% of X passes the activation energy, then the rate will be low. Your rate will be low. So the more the number of reactant particles pass the barrier of activation energy, the higher will be the rate. Hence, this is also true. Large activation energy is associated with low reaction rate because the higher the activation energy, the more difficult it is for particles to reach the energy barrier. That is, we can write it here also for your reference. We need some space. So what I am trying to tell you, the higher the activation energy, the higher the activation energy, what happens in this case? It is more difficult for particles to cross the energy barrier, to cross energy barrier. Now we have our third option. The third option says Maxwell distribution of velocities remains unaltered, that means unchanged, under all conditions of temperature and pressure. So let us analyze this. We need some space. So here we have our third point, that is third option. So they are talking about Maxwell distribution. So to understand this, I will support this answer using a graph. So what happens in this case, if we see this graph, this is a graph of probability, that is Maxwell distribution, which is given by Maxwell distribution, and this is a graph of velocity on this axis. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. So we have probability versus velocity, and here temperature is there. So we can see that the graph is changing on decreasing the temperature, that is T2 is greater than T1. So the mean velocity, that is the peak of velocity, is shifting. Hence we can say that by change in temperature, Maxwell distribution also changes. Maxwell distribution changes. So option 3, which was Maxwell distribution of velocities remains unchanged, This one is false because it changes. And we have the last option now. The last option says a catalyst does not affect the equilibrium state of reaction. So, as I told you in the first option itself, that the catalyst only lowers the activation energy, it does nothing else, and it does not affect the equilibrium state of reaction also. So this one is also true. So only one option is false here, that is option 3. So your answer here is option 3. So I hope all the concepts are clear to you. Thank you for watching this video on Doubtnut.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.